Root 3 plus root 5 plus root 9 plus root 15 upon root 1 plus root 5 plus root 12. How do we solve this? Root 3 plus root 5 plus root 9 is equal to 3 plus root 15, we can write it as 5 times 3 under square root, then upon 1 plus square root of 5 plus 12 as 4 times 3 under square root, or square root of 3 plus square root of 5 plus, when a is under square root, it is equal to a raised to the power of 1 upon 2. When we square it, exponent is also multiplied to 2. So when a under square root is squared, it is equal to a. So 3, we can write it as square root of 3 square, or square root of 3 times square root of 3 plus, again, a times b under square root. This we can write square root of a times square root of b. So this we can write square root of 5 times square root of 3, then upon 1 plus square root of 5 plus, this will be square root of 4 times square root of 3. Now square root of 3 plus square root of 5 plus, here we can take square root of 3 common and write square root of 3 plus square root of 5, then upon 1 plus square root of 5 plus 2 times square root of 3. Now we can rearrange it and write square root of 5 plus square root of 3 together and then times 1, and there won't be any difference, plus square root of 3 times square root of 5 plus square root of 3, then upon 1 plus square root of 5 plus 2 times square root of 3. This is also equal to square root of 3 plus square root of 3. So we can write square root of 3 plus square root of 3. Now in the numerator, we have square root of 5 plus square root of 3 common factor. So we take it common, square root of 5 plus square root of 3. Remaining factor is 1 plus square root of 3, or we can write it as square root of 3 plus 1. Then upon, here we can also rearrange and write square root of 5 plus square root of 3, then plus square root of 3 plus 1. Now let us consider square root of 5 plus square root of 3 equals to a, and square root of 3 plus square root of 1 equals to b. So this will be a times b upon a plus b. Let this be equal to x. So 1 upon x equals to a plus b upon ab, or 1 upon x equals to a upon ab plus b upon ab. ab is the common denominator. So this a and a gets cancelled. Here b and b gets cancelled. So 1 upon x equals to 1 upon b plus 1 upon a. Now let's put the value of b and a here. So 1 upon x equals to 1 upon b is square root of 3 plus square root of 1. So square root of 3 plus square root of 1 plus 1 upon a is square root of 5 plus square root of 3. Now let's rationalize the denominator. For that, we multiply and divide by the conjugate of the denominator. Conjugate of square root of 3 plus 1 will be square root of 3 minus 1. Then plus, here also let's rationalize the denominator. Conjugate of square root of 5 plus square root of 3 will be square root of 5 minus square root of 3, or 1 upon x equals to square root of 3 minus 1 upon, this is in the form of a plus b times a minus b. So it is equal to differences of square, a square minus b square. So this will be square root of 3 square minus 1 square, then plus square root of 5 minus square root of 3 upon, again differences of square root of 5 square minus square root of 3 square, or 1 upon x equals to square root of 3 minus 1 upon, remove the square root with this square, 3 minus 1 plus square root of 5 minus square root of 3 upon 5 minus 3, or 1 upon x equals to square root of 3 minus 1 upon 2 plus square root of 5 minus square root of 3 upon 2. Now 2 is the common denominator, so we can add. So it will be square root of 3 minus 1 plus square root of 5 minus square root of 3. So we cancel this square root of 3 and positive square root of 3. So 1 upon x equals to square root of 5 minus 1 upon 2, or x equals to 2 upon square root of 5 minus 1. Now let's rationalize the denominator again. So it will be times square root of 5 plus 1 upon square root of 5 plus 1, or x equals to 2 times square root of 5 plus 1 upon square root of 5 square minus 1, or x equals to 2 times square root of 5 plus 1 upon 5 minus 1. So 2 times square root of 5 plus 1 upon 5 minus 1 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. So it is equal to square root of 5 plus 1 upon 2. This is our answer. So this is equal to square root of 5 plus 1 upon 2. What is your answer and how did you solve it? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching.